All right. Today's SPY was down 0.17%. And last week I told you if we broke out of this range to the upside or the downside, that would likely give us the next leg in this market. And as you can see, we did break down below the bottom of that range at 430. And below 430, I told you there was a very good chance we would go straight to 420. And so far, that has all now played out. And the question is, what is going to happen now that we're at 420? And I will tell you, this is a very critical level, meaning if we break down below 420, it's going to look a lot less likely that this is just a correction and it's going to start looking like a nasty downtrend. However, if we can hold this zone of support and bounce back above this rising 200 daily moving average, and the bulls quickly reclaim 430, then this just looks like we were finishing out the correction with a little bit of a double bottom look before we start to take off. So you can't completely rule out the possibility of a rally from here because we are still above 420. But as you can see, we now have 3 lower highs on SPY, and this is a daily chart, so this has been going on now for over 3 months. So if we break down out of a 3-month consolidation to the downside, that does mean we could finish out this head and shoulders pattern, which means we would hit that price target right around SPY 407, which is also a gap close. Now, if we bounce off 420 and break back over 430, then we're looking at the potential to fill the upside gaps, which we have 3 of at 438, 447, and 455. So no matter what happens from here, SPY 420 is the answer of whether we're going higher or lower, because we need to start breaking down and flushing to go down to 407, which is easily another 13-point move, or we need to start bouncing immediately, break the resistance, confirm this as a double bottom breakout, and then resume the bull trend. So the critical range I would pay attention to now is between SPY 420 and 430, which means there is a good chance from 420 the bulls attempt to bounce to take us back up to the top of that range between 427 and 430. And any rejection of that range could just be another lower high before we go down towards the lower price targets. And we do need to respect the fact that price action is below all of these moving averages, and we do have a downtrend building up momentum if we continue to break down below 420. Now, there are building up sentiment reasons of why you could be a contrarian at these levels, but no matter how you spin it, SPY 420 is where you need to manage your risk from, and that is the critical level I would pay attention to from the price action. On the NASDAQ 100 triple Qs, we were up 0.3% today, and the triple Qs have the critical support right here at 355, and as you can see, 355 has been a very critical support for many months now, and if you look towards the left, this is where we were trading in early June, and we have gone absolutely nowhere now for over 4 full months. So anytime a market consolidates this long, we are about to get a major move in this market, and the critical level I would pay attention to is right here at 355. At this point, if we break 355, it's an easy shot to 347, but more importantly, we could go as low as the gap fill at 333 or the 200 daily moving average right around 338. So it's a very critical support for the bulls, and if you're bearish, that's the support you want to see fail so you can start to get price action moving to the downside. So below 355 should be a straight shot to 347, but again, we need to see it in the price action because a bounce from here could be a double triple bottom, and then we would expect to see a bounce back up towards this resistance zone between 362 and about 365. So that's your critical range in the triple Qs, and you can get a lot more bearish if we start to break below 355 and 347 because we're very likely going into the low 330s. On the Dow Jones, we were down 0.56% today, and the Dow Jones did hit the price target last week at 331, and today we broke down and closed below it, which means we're likely going to the next target lower, which is right around 327. You can clearly see this is a downtrend with price action below all of the moving averages, so this is a risk-off market in the Dow Jones while we have these lower highs and lower lows. Even though it is possible we are trying to put in a bottom, we don't want to get overly confident that a bottom is in until we see a trend reversal of higher lows and higher highs, and we still have these lower highs and lower lows, especially while we're below 331. On the Russell 2000 IWM ETF, we were down 0.85% today, and as I've said many times, IWM below 170 would likely try to get down here towards 164, and the low today was 164.65, so we are very close to that level, and we may have even satisfied it. So now keep in mind on the small caps, when we hit that price target, there's a good chance from there we could get a very strong bounce back up towards this resistance zone at 170 to about 172. And possibly even as high as 176 to 179. So that will be a very critical level, and if you're shorting the small caps, that is where I would lock your profits down here because shorting from here is going to require a break of support. On the ARKK ETF, we were up 0.22% today, and ARKK finally hit the price target, which was the gap fill at 36, and that is where I was looking for ARKK to get to, and now that we've gotten to that price target, it's a matter of whether or not we are going to see a trend reversal. This is a very valid location for this ETF to try to turn the corner and break out of this bear trend. However, we need the price action to prove it, which means we need higher lows and higher highs and a confirmation that we're out of this downtrend. So this is just a speculation or a possibility that ARKK is trying to bottom, and if we go any lower, we're looking for this support down here at 34.6. On the VIX, we were down 6.18% today, and the VIX is now 3 days in a row back over 20. And if you zoom out and you just look to the left, this is not what we have seen during the rest of this bull market. Typically, the VIX would get up towards 20 and then crush back down below it. But now we are finally seeing a trend shift with the VIX above 20 for 3 days in a row. Now, this doesn't mean the bull market is over for sure, but it's definitely reason to be more cautious because the VIX is a sign of fear. And if we see the fear above 20, that could lead to high volume panic selling, which we've already seen some of it to begin with. So the longer the VIX is above 20, I would be more concerned about a bear market possibility. But if we see the VIX crushing and going back down below 18, then we're likely done with this pullback and resuming a bull market. On Bitcoin, we're currently up 5.4%, and Bitcoin is blasting through that resistance at 28,000 and 30,000, and we're back to the top of the range just below 32,000, and this is all happening on very high volume. So with Bitcoin breaking out and getting a bull trend, this is definitely a sign of risk on sentiment because there's just no way you're going to see high volume Bitcoin buying if we're in a risk off environment. So this could be another reason why the market is trying to find a bottom and why we could be ready to rally out of the hole very soon. However, you always need to manage your risk around those critical support levels that I gave you. And on Bitcoin, you're really just staying bullish as long as we're above 28,000. And as long as we're above 28,000, we can continue to put in higher lows and higher highs. And the next critical resistance breakout will be this resistance just below 32,000. On Tesla stock, we were flat on the day, only going up 0.04%. And we're extremely oversold after earnings. And we did fill the gap to the downside below 218. And we did break down below the risk level at 214. So this is looking risk off the longer we're below 214. Now, there is the possibility in the short term to bounce back up to retest the breakdown at 230. And then if we break above 230, there will be a gap to fill right around 242. However, this is a downtrend, so every bounce will likely lead to lower highs and lower lows. So do keep that in mind. And my suggestion was below 255, be risk off, especially going into earnings. And if you took that suggestion, that should have saved you from a lot of pain after this free fall after earnings. And I do suggest staying risk off, especially while we're below 214. Unless you do not mind catching this falling knife at much lower prices. On Apple stock, we were up 0.07% today, and Apple did break down below that critical support last week at 174, which means there is going to be a very good chance we try to fill the gap at 167, but that is going to require a break of the rising 200 daily moving average just below 170. So it's still possible Apple tries to find support here and bounce before earnings, but as you saw with Tesla stock, you don't want to take on too much risk going into earnings, and we do have earnings in Apple later next week on Thursday. So pay attention to that rising 200 daily moving average and know that below 170, there's a good chance we're going down to fill the gap at 167. So jumping back over to the S&P 500, this is very critical support at 420. And just remember that SPY is risk off below 430, but extremely risk off if we start breaking down below 420. And then we could start to see this bear trend of lower highs and lower lows start to grow in momentum as we continue to break down and go to lower prices. If you want to try to catch the falling knife, just manage your risk around this support zone at 420. And that way, if you do take a loss, it's not a large loss and you're not going to lose too much money. This is a very critical support, and I could see the market going either direction from this line in the sand. So have a trade plan prepared for either scenario and then just let the price action do all the talking. If you want to come crush this market, consider joining the Stock Channel Trading Discord community or Bank Trade Alerts, and you can find out how to join either of those services by clicking on the links below. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you're crushing this market, and as always, I will see you in the next episode.